Hey, I'm Sam Palladio, and this is My Guitars and Me. There was always instruments and always music in the house, and it all came from my dad. My mum, great music taste, couldn't sing a note, bless her. Dad was always guiding me down the road. So this is the CF100E. When they were manufactured, it was one of the first sort of electroacoustics, really. There was a really cool old vintage one that we'd used on Nashville, and our props master, Danny Rowe, had gone out into town to see if there's any of these kicking around, because they're kind of rare. And he found at Gibson this, which was number 100 of a 100 run. And so, yeah, this just became my guitar for a long, long time. Because I loved the small body. I think it was based originally on an LG2, that kind of shape. And I sort of fell in love with it. I just fell in love with the look and the curves. And obviously I'll talk about the slight changes I made, but it has the rock and roll look that's pretty unique. I'm not a lead guitar player. I would love to be. I'm sitting in this room of electrics and I wish I could shred, but I think I did write this song called Wake Me Up in Nashville on this though, which is kind of like a little moment like this. And this was like Colin Linden teaching me the sort of finger picking style that, which I'd never been able to do before and never thought, never knew how to do. It's learning those little tweaks and those little. Anyway, a dear friend, Chris Plank, who is Casey Musgrave's guitar tech, and he has been for years. I'd said to Chris a couple of years ago, I'm about to start working on this record, and I'd love to have a couple of your beautiful face plates, scratch plates. What could we do? So I had a series of 3 guitars, and we came up with this idea of the diagonal scratch plate. So you'll see on the next guitar as well, it's got the identical angle. It's got two outputs. So the original was this, I believe, P90, which gives the guitar a bit more of a electric sort of sound, so that actually you can have one guitar with sort of 2 outputs if you want. So you can have this into your pedal board and play it like an electric, which can rip it. And then you just, switch over and you're in here with your much warmer acoustic, more traditional sound. So it's quite versatile in that way. There was a season in Nashville, it was season 4, and I got to sing with Elton John. So that was kind of one of the best days ever on set, as you can imagine. And I did get him to sign this afterwards. So I realized that I just sweat, my pit sweat just goes here. I should have put it on the front or something, but I don't know if you can even pick any of this up. But with love to Scott, because it was Gunnar Scott. And my last name's actually Scott, Sam Scott. Palladio is my middle name. So with love to Scott and the Elton John squiggle in there. And so I'd remembered that when I was thinking about what I should bring over to talk about. So extra special, This is a little passage of Fade Into You from Nashville. It was one of my first sort of songs I got to play on Nashville. Actually, this has been with a friend, so hopefully she didn't wreck it. Okay, still got a neck, that's good. That is a good start. Is she in tune? Oh! Not bad. It's like Big Daddy. It's the little family. Now I just need like a little ukulele. So this is a 2017 Gibson custom shop. Actually, it says, I've just noticed as I've said that, 2018, because I see it stamped on the back of the neck, the headstock. So this is 2018 custom shop. This is a guitar that I actually played on the full record. So any bit of acoustic guitar on my album is this girl. And I think I think on the guitar case, actually, it was just like nicknamed Tiger. So I was like, oh, I quite like that. This is Tiger. So there's a song, Wake Me Up in Nashville, that's kind of it's like the first song I wrote when I moved to Tennessee in 2012, and is the most sort of acoustic songwriter-driven track on the record, and it's all this kind of stuff, you know. So we just found that it really like shone in a recording studio. I love the little body guitars too, but yeah, sometimes you just need to round it out a bit. Chris Plank again with his great work, and I think they're pretty much the same angle. I think if we, you know, it's nice to have the trio, and I also have a hummingbird, a red hummingbird. I'm just realizing that I think I probably wrote all the record on this guitar, because it was 2019 when I realized that I need to go back to London and back to my roots to kind of figure out my journey as an artist, because I'd lived in Nashville for a decade and written lots of stuff that it was fun and it was interesting. It was very Americana leaning, and I felt that you know, a bit of sort of Britpop was kind of missing from my journey, and like I needed to go back to Cornwall and write all these songs and so they all came out of this actually, and I was able to end up on a body of work that felt kind of unique and felt like the British guy that had been living in Nashville for a decade but was missing Cornwall and, you know, and missing home. And I lost my mum like 5 years ago, and so the whole record was dedicated to her. The record was called The Perfect Summer's Day Before We Lost the Light, and that comes from a song called Something on My Mind, which is this something on my mind. That's all around here. So I suppose actually this guitar's probably been more instrumental than I thought. There was a phase where I was, you know, as a teenager, it was all emo music, and it was Linkin Park, and it was, you know, just angsty Incubus and bands like that I still adore. And then it was like, oh, Neil Young and Simon Garfunkel, Crosby, Stills and Nash, and finger picking. Oh, this is cool. So yeah, you know, ended up meeting and writing a bunch of songs with Ben Taylor, James Taylor's son, early into living in Nashville, and so that was weird because, you know, 2 years prior, I'd been like, well, I auditioned for this show with your dad, and now I'm staying with you at your mum's house, who is Carly Simon. I'm staying in Carly's guest house, and we're just making music on Martha's Vineyard, you know. It was, I've been lucky. But yeah, that was one that started this journey. Yeah. Thank you for joining me today, listening to some stories about these lovely guitars. Thanks again. Take care.